Finally, after 1 month, I'm finally back home. Back to the beautiful nature of Australia. I've really missed it. So that's why I'm going to kick off my first video with a video that I want people to acknowledge and want people to know about myself, because I've had a big think about it in Italy, about this channel and, talking about growth and all that. But there's a big aspect that I want everyone to know that is very important. Get to know me personally with my one-on-one coaching. First call is absolutely free. Check the link out in the description. So it may not look like it, but I was really struggling overseas with my mental battle. Really fighting the negative feelings, negative vibes, and trying to stay on track, because if something is new, I generally change. I generally find it hard to be comfortable in those situations, since change is something that I really struggle with personally. And that's what's caused me to realize during the holiday that the previous 4 months before the holiday, before the trip, I actually got really burnt out from work, and I got really burnt out from pushing myself and trying to go over the limit, but not for the reason that you think. Yes, it's good to push yourself. Yes, it's good to do the next good thing and try to see where your limit is. But I actually realized that I've been doing this in an unhealthy way. And I'll tell you why. So during my trip away, I figured out that I was burnt out. I kept pushing that fact away. I kept saying, no, I'm not burnt out. Just because of the reason of thinking that I should be at this level. So this is baseline burnout, for example. This is where an average person with me would be. This is me down here. I kept thinking, no, I have to be at this average baseline level or I'm not good enough, right? So I kept pushing myself to be at that level all the time where other people would be. And obviously it's caused me to burn out. There's a bunch of poo on the ground, not happy about it. Obviously it caused me to burn out because I'm over my minimum level. So now what I have to do is accept that, okay, I've improved myself, but maybe that baseline level will never go up. Maybe you just have to find another way to work within your means and work within your baseline level. So I'm talking to you about this because I don't want anyone else to go through the same thing, especially if you're a person who tends to push yourself. At the end of the day, you're not another person. You're not someone else, because you are different. And I've tried everything in my power to be like someone else, like to get someone else's baseline level of being burnt out. But unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. And I think that's a realization that I've had to give myself, obviously, from being away from home and, refreshing. That really helps me, refreshing my mind. That's something that you should do if you work a lot or you put yourself under a lot of pressure. And I think the quicker I accept that, okay, even though, my baseline level is down here, I can actually start to optimize for that baseline level. So I can start to work around that, if you know what I mean. And that's what I wasn't thinking of before. That's what I wasn't realizing. I didn't realize that, hold on, why don't I just try to work within the means of that and actually think about how I can optimize to stay at that level, instead of going, no, I need to be pushing at this next level. I need to be pushing at that all the time and try to get my baseline level up to here. So now, as I said, I can start to think of ways at staying at that baseline level, but doing other creative things around it to be able to actually work more effectively. Because obviously if you're pushing yourself to that boundary, I wouldn't have been working as effectively, therefore it wouldn't have mattered if I stayed at that boundary. I stayed at that level, if you know what I mean. So to just wrap up this video, be careful of and be aware of why you're doing things. Be aware of the reason that causes you to do an action. Because as I say and as I state, that's what I try to do, but I'm not perfect. There's some things that I overlook sometimes and don't realize till later, and I go, oh, hold on a second, that's what's going on. So this is an opportunity for myself for growth, and an opportunity to really look at what is going on and how can you work around it instead of pushing it away and trying to work away from it and try to push your limits and then fail because you want to be like someone else. So that's the end of this video. Like and subscribe to watch more educational content about autism and how to be an independent young man on the autism spectrum. Anyway, thank you.